It's Warped Rationale with Ben and Eric. Eric just did a really cool intro move. It makes me wish we had video, but
I always punch the air for some reason.
Yeah, but it was cool.
I really do punch the air.
This may be my first time noticing it, but I'm like, wow, man, I'm psyched. I'm hyped up.
Yeah, man, I'm always excited.
That's a good air punch. Anyway, I'm Ben.
I'm Eric. What's up, everybody?
All right. So this week, and I had you give me a little bit there. I didn't want to put you on the spot as I ask you.
I'm glad you didn't.
If there is any kind of project that you had ever considered, like kickstarting, if there's anything that sounds, like something that you would, I don't believe in like kickstarting a trip or like a bowl of potato salad like that one guy did so
right
because it's stuff that only pays off for the person who does it.
Exactly.
But a project like what you told me about sounds like something that makes sense, and it's going to lead into the question, but go ahead and tell me about the project that you would have done.
So there's this thing I've always thought about. I love board games and I love professional wrestling.
Yeah.
And so the two of them have never really combined in a very clever way.
Right.
They're always just really weird. It doesn't work out.
Do they exist?
They do exist.
Do have wrestling board games. Okay.
They do. They have card games, board games. Yeah. I mean, they really do.
Do they have like a trading card game?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like an idiot even knowing. Just because I'm imagining, like I immediately thought, ooh, I wonder what the rares are.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
yeah.
Go ahead.
But anyway, nobody's ever really put those pieces together.
Yeah.
And made that good. And me and my brother actually have always talked about. He's an artist, so he would always do the artwork for it. Mm-hmm. And we would have this board game where you kind of build your own wrestler per se, and the other person does the same, but there are like rules around it. And of course, we would have pre-constructed. But if I ever had the actual idea to make a really good wrestling board game, that would capture what professional wrestling is, and had the funds to do it, I would absolutely 100%.
Here's what I wanted to ask about, and it's better to have a kind of a project in mind when you evaluate whether or not you'd be willing to participate. Not an alternate reality, no magic. Tomorrow, new company starts up, and they're looking for people to give out their like Kickstarter.
Okay.
I haven't thought of a snappy name, so we're just gonna call it Kickfarter.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
It's not meant to be cute. This makes sense. That comes back. That
Okay.
comes back. Everybody write that down.
Yeah.
Okay. Their thing is, because they're brand new, they will personally they'll help fund your project. However much money you need, they'll kick in a fourth of it. And then you've got to get the rest from the community. If you can pull off getting as much as you need or better from the community, then they will go ahead and they'll give you their part of the money, which is almost certainly going to be a lot more than anybody else would give.
Right.
You probably need like $10,000 to $15,000 to go and start a business making board games or.
Oh yeah, you'd have to. Anyway, yeah, you need that much.
I don't know how much Boss Monster needed, but I'm sure it wasn't cheap.
Yeah, exactly.
But here's the thing. Their business model is based a little bit differently than Kickstarter. See, Kickstarter's whole thing is we are going to offer a tiered system where you can give a little extra money to get a little bit better of a reward, but it's almost always stuff like get a slightly enhanced version of the thing we're making.
Right.
Or get a live Skype chat with us or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Kickfarter's thing is a little different. They've decided to capitalize on the inhumanity of humans and basically take you and turn you into kind of a social pariah who will be used as more or less like a training dummy for humanity's pain. Okay?
Wow, this sounds awful.
It really does.
It
It's
sounds
absolutely
really
terrible.
bad.
You probably wouldn't get involved in it. I can say from the outset, probably not a lot of people would get into it. But they offer you a lot of money, a fourth of whatever you say.
I mean, yeah.
If you say you need $5 million, they'll give you part of that.
Right.
Whatever it is, they'll make a huge contribution.
Okay, all right, I'm into it. What are the terms?
Here's the thing.
What do I have to do?
You handle it just like Kickstarter, but there is a tiered system You cannot control the tiered system. Say that somebody puts an extra $5 in. They can come and fart on you. Kick farter. Get on the program.
Oh my God.
Okay? Yeah, right? Probably a little bit more than that. Anything that exposes you to the bodily anything of another person.
Right.
Okay, but as it goes up, it gets gradually worse.
Of course.
And it starts out, kind of like it's expensive to get into anything that's really risky. But, like $100, they can come and they can, I don't know. I don't know, man. Maybe they can lick your face. Something, it's
weird.
It's fucked up for like $500.
Yeah.
But then at 1,000, they can just a swift kick in the ass and they can call you their boss's name. Okay?
Okay.
It tops out at $5,000, we'll say. Like it tops out at a third of whatever you need. That's
now
how
this works the
pay.
same way to where it's like if you give 5, you get to do this. If you give 10, you get to do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the tiered system works like if you pay this amount of money, then you get to do the thing. So that's
do you
why
get all of the above too? So if you okay, all right.
I don't really make any false pretenses here. It's definitely a psycho's shopping mall.
Yeah.
For buying the things they want to do that are awful to other people.
Right.
I want to work that out with you, like because this is our company.
Yeah.
This is what we're figuring out.
All right.
They can't kill you.
Right.
They can't mangle you to the point where you are not going to be okay in a week.
Right.
You can't break bones.
Right.
You can't, put a little bit of trust in somebody's hands that you're going to be like, yeah,
you're going to follow the rules.
They can punch you in the stomach and they're not going to, take it a little bit further than that.
Right.
But, okay, so they can't kill you. They can't ruin your life.
Right.
If they were to hit you in the kidneys and then your kidneys failed a month later, gray area.
Yeah, that's lawsuit.
Okay. But the question I have for you, knowing they can't kill you, knowing they can't beat you up, but knowing that the possibility that they would put you in a tire and roll you down a hill is on the board. It almost sounds like it would be more of a Dennis the Menace kind of thing in my head.
Yeah,
because if death is on the table and if serious injury is on the table, then it's too much. But yeah, so something like that. Somebody could give you a real nasty Indian burn.
Oh man.
But you're going. Here's the thing that I am really interested in, and it doesn't really have what if to do with you more or less. Do you think that this would succeed?
Actually, I 100% think this would succeed.
All right,
and I'll tell you why. At least from what I've been told so far.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about it. Like, I need this money. It would be really cool to have this money to do this. Because if it took off, it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But I would probably do this.
Yeah.
I probably would. I would have to set. I can't set the tiers, but you know what I'm saying. Like, I would definitely do a lot of reading about what I could get into. But yeah, if people are giving money to this project, yeah, sure.
I think it would fund in an instant.
Yeah, I think so too. Actually,
here's my what if that I've come across as we go on. Okay, so we get this all established. We all go this far. Would you have the choice of either running the way that a Kickstarter program would, where there is no limit, they can just donate and donate and donate, or you can set a cap and you could say, when I hit funding, I'm out.
That's the way I would go.
But you could make a lot of money if you put getting kicked in the fucking ass and yelling your boss's name on the list of things that could be done.
Oh my gosh.
I personally like my boss. I'm one out of all the other people who likes where they work.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Most everybody else is going to be like, yes. I really want to show Craig what it's like.
Right.
And they look at you and they say, you're dead, Craig. My name's not Craig. Don't ruin the illusion for them. And the Kickfarter people get angry with you if you say you're not Craig.
Right, you can't. Right.
You can't not be Craig.
I would set a cap for sure.
Yeah.
But maybe a couple thousand over my goal.
No. You don't get to pick
you
like
don't
that.
get to. Oh.
You can either make exactly as much as you need for the project, or you can let her rip.
I just want as much as I need.
That's what they call it. They call it let her rip. There's a little trademark behind it.
Yeah.
It's a picture of a cat with boxing gloves, but it's still got claws.
That's amazing.
It's fucked up. This company really doesn't. It seems kind of improvised. This company.
It does, but they've got something going, man. I think the thing is okay.
Yeah.
This is the way I feel.
Yeah.
A lot of people have a lot of stress and a lot of frustration.
Yeah.
And on top of that, if it's something like now let me ask this too. If they do this, their only reward, they don't get what you're making. Their only reward is to do whatever the goal is. Or do they also get what you're making if they do so much?
That wasn't something I thought of, but it didn't strike me as a thing I cared about. When you use Kickstarter, you get the thing.
Yeah, if you donate enough.
Well, if you donate enough,
you get the thing that you're donating towards. Because see, here's the thing: if you've got a double-edged sword here. Because let's say, for the sake of argument, I'm making this board game.
Yeah.
And people want it. People are actually interested in this, so they're like, "Yeah, I'll give you the money." And I want to punch you in the face. Yeah. I just...
Oh, yeah.
I think you would... You're giving somebody so much more.
Here's what I think. And this may answer the question about whether or not they get the board game.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and spoil the ending. I don't think it'll matter.
Okay.
I think that if you take the population of the world, you take every person in the world who won't. Okay, let's say that's more than half. Let's give the world a real benefit of a doubt and say that's more than half.
Yeah.
So 3 billion people still on the table. Then take the people who can't, like who are too old, too young, or they can't participate because of their location.
Right.
Let's just say that it can only be people in the U.S., with the exception of a handful of people who have the money to come and do whatever god-awful expensive thing that they would. And if you're asking for like a couple of $1 million, the tiers, I'm sure, go way up.
Of course,
So you could end up having some really messed up things happen. But let's say that it goes down to the U.S. has like a couple 100 million people. I think it's like 3 or 4. I don't know.
I have no idea.
I'm not even saying that I looked it up.
Nope.
Please don't judge how dumb I am.
Please don't worry about it.
Or judge me, whatever.
Doesn't matter.
So we cut out like more than half of them. We'll say that it's 400 million people. More than half of them. So there's 150 million people left. Another like 50 or 60 million people who just can't. There's still like 90 million people who could and would whip your ass for a chance to do it. What I think would end up happening is that this website would be less about the products and more just a series of waiting lists for whipping ass.
Right.
I don't know that they would care what you were doing. I think that you could get an abortion clinic funded if you were just going to let people beat the shit out of you while you did it. In fact, I bet that a true dyed-in-the-wool, God-fearing, anti-abortion, just like the stereotypical guy,
right,
would give you $50 toward killing babies if it meant that he could beat you up. Guarantee it, man. There's at least one who's like, it evens out. I'm doing God's work.
You're going to have to give more money than that to beat me up, sir.
Oh, definitely. For sure. Like, that would be like, yeah. So honestly, I don't know that it really matters if they get it or not.
Okay, I mean, that's fair.
I guess you could decide.
I mean, that's fair.
Would you want all these crazy, hateful people to have copies of your game just in case?
I would say it would be a very specific amount.
Yeah.
To get the game.
Okay.
Like maybe what it's going to retail for. Like, this is the section for, you've come here and I don't have this project anywhere else.
Yeah.
And you want this, and the bonus of getting to, like, punch me in the face.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it goes up to punching in the face. They might be, I don't know.
Maybe it's a really hard slap.
I mean, it could be like, say that you need $15,000, so like the top tier is like $1,000.
$1,000.
$1,000 could be like showing you a dead body. I mean, it's just something screwed up.
So weird.
Just things to make you feel bad psychologically.
Oh, man.
You got to watch me poop. Like,
it would be rough, yeah.
That's too bad. So maybe it's not all punching and whatnot, but it wouldn't be good.
You got to watch me poop.
There are probably people who pay way more than $1,000.
I was just about to say,
done.
I think that's real.
So
anyway.
for some people, this is a real deal.
This is a good business.
This is a very good plan.
Believe it or not, I think this would be wildly successful. Would you do it? Like,
Me?
if you had a project that you wanted to fund, would you go through with this?
It's gonna sound like I'm depressed or something. I have no goals like that. I don't have anything. I really don't have anything that I want, man. Like I don't. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that I did have a project.
Yeah. We'll even go with the same budget, like $15,000.
Like a $15,000 project.
It's not
Let's
like
just
$1
say
million or anything.
that I wanted to do something crazy, or something really smart. We'll pretend that I have my crap together.
Okay.
If they weren't allowed to harm me, I don't want to get beaten up. And I'm even toying with, like, as we work out the ideas behind it, I'm thinking it needs to be less like the possibility of physical harm and more just like discomfort. I think the most awful physical thing they could do to you would be like make you spin around a lot and get really dizzy and awful. But now it's starting to turn kind of cute. Like, oh, well, if we're going to all be doing the ice bucket challenge together, let's just have fun.
Here's the thing. I don't think it should be that light. I think you should still be able to be... I think being kicked and calling bosses names, that's going to get you some money.
Yeah.
You want that on the list. I mean, your butt's going to hurt after a while, but you're going to get kicked.
I think the more money you ask for, the worse the whole thing can get.
Yes.
To the point where if you show up and you want to fund like a $30 million space program...
It's like,
somebody might
ready.
not live.
Somebody can have sex with you.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, yeah, if you're asking for that kind of money, and I guarantee you there's some foreign national prince, there's probably a lot of domestic princes who would love to spend some money to have sex with you just to have the control.
Yeah, just to be able to say they did it.
Just to show the
But
people.
I mean, it would be, would you though? Would you? Like, let's say Indian rope burn. Cool?
For how much? We're getting, like, me, I don't have anything I want to do, so it gets down into individual pricing. Like, what would you pay me to mess my arm up?
$100.
I don't know how bad that.
It's not gonna be. It's gonna be as bad as they can do it.
But I've never had it happen.
I've never had it happen either. To be honest with you,
offhand,
I know it sucks.
Going off of the fact that I don't know anything about it, I'm gonna say no, probably not.
What about a hard slap across the chest, like a backhand across the chest, for $200?
$200 just to get slapped.
$200 for a backhand.
For a backhand,
you have to take your shirt off. It's like they call it an arm chop in wrestling.
That's a good deal. I'd do that. Yeah,
okay,
definitely. $200 for a good smack across. If they could hit me with the front, that's a whole different thing. There's a lot of bicep action. Not a lot of people are working on their backhand.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't feel so bad about that. If it was front ways, I'd have to think about that for a minute.
Okay. I'm trying to think of what else. Slap to the face.
A slap to the face?
Face. Like a hard front slap to the face.
Like, are we, and I don't mean to be sexist, but I mean, are we talking about like you said something rude to a girl, or like a giant man wants to show you that he doesn't think enough of you to hit you with a fist?
You said something rude to a girl.
Yeah.
For $250.
$250 for that? That's not bad.
That's not too bad.
I've gotten that slap before, I think.
I've gotten that slap one time, and let me tell you, I was dizzy for a while.
If I can't remember for sure, it probably didn't happen.
I actually have received one of those slaps, and I was dizzy for quite a bit.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. It's not
it
that
came out of nowhere.
It's not that it's a girl thing. It's just that there's like a certain amount of, I don't know. I've seen what it looks like when a guy, I've seen those big Jersey Shore dudes.
That's different.
Like they don't slap you because they don't want to hurt you. They just slap you because they want you to know they don't have to punch you to hurt you.
Right.
And I don't want one of those. I definitely don't want to shut him down to the ground. I don't care if it's a guy hitting me that way or a girl.
It's just a matter of...
I would rather not have anybody do that.
Right.
But just a nice movie slap.
Okay. You're guaranteed that nothing is gonna damage. Nothing's gonna damage other than hurting.
Nope. Guarantee you it's a no. Go
$1,000.
$1,000.
Kick to the nuts.
Nope. Probably not, man.
It's only gonna hurt as if you accidentally
we got to work into account they could miss. That's one thing.
Yeah. If they screw it up,
do they get to keep going? They get $1,000 for the try.
Exactly.
They don't get $1,000 for the kick.
For the try, you're not gonna move or anything.
Yeah.
But if they mess it up, hey, that's got to be another $1,000 if you want to try again.
Well, here's the thing. Even if we lived in a world of magic where somebody just hauling off and kicking you as hard as they can in the nuts isn't going to harm you.
Yeah, which it is.
Which it absolutely
really
is.
Bad.
That's laying on the ground, throwing up, kind kind of like that's not even pain anymore. That shuts off your human part.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're just a bag of different systems that are trying to put themselves back together.
A bag.
You really are.
I know.
Like everything that made you human is on the floor. They took that off of you with their foot. Your humanity's on their shoe. Yeah. That part of you is done. Right. It's going to be a while you put things back together. You got to relive your childhood all the way to that moment. Yeah. And kind of mentally remember who you were. I mean, people, you know, any women who are listening are going to be like, that's an exaggeration. Like, what? It's
bad.
It is a very...
It's real bad.
I've had it happen, not like a kick. Like, nobody's ever intentionally harmed me.
Yeah.
But you do spend like I remember thinking I had just enough left to think. It's crazy how little I can do about anything right now.
Yeah.
You know? It wasn't a good moment at all. It wasn't great.
I have to say, man, this sounds great.
For $1,000, I mean, but there's somebody out there who's willing to take that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would take that.
Would you?
No.
But it would. But Eric, it wouldn't harm you.
I mean, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. I don't know.
So I like the idea of it being really psychologically damaging, like a lot of things like that. I like the idea of safe gross outs. But I think for it to really have mass appeal, you've got to be able to get hurt.
You gotta watch a cow get cut in half. $500.
Yeah, I'd do that.
You do that?
I mean, yeah, I'd be all right.
Okay.
No, I mean,
that's rough for me. That's why I put it at 500.
After some of the stuff I've seen on the internet, it feels like, yeah, okay, I've seen horrible things for free. What would be bad about that is like nobody expects the smells that are involved in that
exactly.
kind of thing.
And you're in the splash zone. You got to be in the splash zone.
You got to be in the
splash zone.
You
man.
did not say that.
Okay,
shit.
all right. You got to be in the splash zone.
Give me the contract. Tell me exactly what I'm doing.
$500.
Yeah.
You're gonna watch somebody take an axe or something.
Yeah.
And they're gonna cleave a cow in half.
So, but I've got to be like,
you got to be right there with
I'm
them.
in Gallagher's splash zone.
Yes.
I'm in the first 3 rows at SeaWorld.
With no plastic.
I'm gonna walk out of there with cow on me.
Yes, there's gonna be cow blood and stuff like that on you.
Great, good, because I love that shit. Yeah, I do. For $500.
$500.
I don't know, man, because anything you were to do with that money, that would have to be like eating and feeding the kids money, and I say that because of this. Not because that's the worst thing you could do.
Yeah.
But could you imagine sitting down to your $500 TV and you just have a flash of like, I was covered in thing. I was covered in creature.
Yeah, you were
I was covered in life.
Yeah.
For this? Like, what the fuck am I doing?
You have to watch somebody crush a baby chicken.
No.
Okay.
Come on. That's messed up, man.
All right, here we go.
Here we go now. Gonna take it down. It's the end of the show. What's going on, folks? Yes, the end of the mother show. End of the show. Yes, we Jesus alone. I wanna take a ride in your Camaro. Yeah. End of the show. End of the show. Yeah.
Got it! We're printing!
God, print money.
Printing some damn money!
Print it.
That's gold!